What's going on, guys? Welcome to another Tasty Bit on Tasty Loot Gaming. In case you don't know, a Tasty Bit is essentially where we have a random idea that's on our mind and we talk about it. And today, the random thing that we're thinking about is Fallout 4. We're all playing it. We're all pretty early in the game, but we wanted to talk about our early impressions of the game. So, yeah, let's do that. In case you don't know, my name's Seth.
I'm Josh, and I'm Chevy.
And yeah, let's jump right in. Okay, so. To make this a little more organized, we're gonna move this into categories and talk about it from there. Otherwise, we'd be all over the place. So, the first topic is going to be the design and location of the game. So, design, obviously, the way the game looks, blah blah blah, not the graphics, but like the car designs, all that kind of shit. Location being Boston, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, who wants to start that one off?
I mean, it seems pretty Fallout to me.
It's very Fallout.
It still has that, like, 50s meets, like, almost, like, steampunky, post-apocalyptic, obviously. I mean, it's pretty much what I expected it to look like.
Absolutely. So. Absolutely. That's what I was thinking, too. I do like the car designs in the 50s look, blah, 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 blah. I noticed in this game, though, houses are a lot more destroyed. It seems like every house has huge fucking holes in it, and, like, you could, like, not live in it very well.
Yeah, it seems like almost everything in that game has huge fucking holes in it.
Yeah, it's like they're really, like, I don't see how people sustain themselves in this world, because every house has, like, massive holes in the walls, no one's patching up, and all the buildings are decimated and shit, and I know that's what they're going for, but, like, in 3, it seemed like, the buildings were a little more intact. Obviously, the damage could be different per place, but what do you guys think about it being in Boston?
I honestly haven't. I don't know a whole lot about Boston.
That's where The Departed takes place.
But I mean, like from what I've seen so far, man, like how the wasteland is, it's boring as fuck.
There we go. Okay, so that's one thing I was going to talk about is the design of the wasteland. In my opinion, is very flat. Very plain, and does not actually give me like a visual incentive to want to explore it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird for a Bethesda game because I always like to go out and just kind of explore and see the world. In this game, I'm just waiting for the next quest, and then I get it, I walk to that place, I do it, and I fast travel back because I do not give a shit about seeing the fucking area. I don't. I mean,
well, and that's something that I want to get into. Well, not that, but I'm more inclined to want to build in the game than explore, and we'll get into that aspect in a little bit. But that really sucks for me.
Yeah,
because like you said, every Bethesda game is like these big open exploration-based games, and that visually it offers me nothing. I do think there's a city that I went to, I forgot the name of it, that I thought was neat. You could go run down the streets and get on top of buildings and jump around, stuff like that. But at the same time, it just like Concord, it's so desolate and like really offers nothing outside of just pure curiosity. But like I don't know, there's just nothing there. It feels
exactly. There's nothing there, and that's my biggest problem is. Concord is like that. Lexington is fucking like that. Mm-hmm. Pieces of where Diamond City is in fucking Boston, around that's kind of like that. I mean, it's just like there's a bunch of tall fucking buildings. Like, oh sweet, I'm in like an actual city, but who gives a shit? Because there's nothing in there.
Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on the design of Boston or?
No, I mean not really, because I don't really. Like he had kind of mentioned before, I don't really know Boston to begin with, so I don't have a frame reference as far as the way it just kind of looks. It just looks like Fallout 3 again, to me.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not excited to even go anywhere near the swamps.
Because there's swamps?
Yeah, there's swampy areas in the game. They're down south. If I'm to assume correctly, they're down south. And I hate Fort Lookout, or where the fuck that DLC was for 4. I hated that fucking it was just a swamp. Gives a shit. They're boring. Which would make sense because it matched the rest of the fucking wasteland.
Okay, so let's let's move into the next subject, graphics. I've been pretty loud about my opinion on this before I played the game. I stand firmly with them. I think the graphics, if not, I stand firmer on it. I think the graphics look last gen, with better lighting and maybe some shinier effects on the metals. But other than that, when I walk up to a tree, the textures are awful. The aesthetic of the game, the design of the game is fine. I like the way everything looks, but the graphics are not good in any way. This doesn't even look like a current gen game to me.
No, it's Fallout 3 with Bloom.
Exactly.
And that's it.
And the animations are very Bethesda. They're very shitty, and I can look past that. But Bethesda used to be this shining example of pushing the limits and technology and creating all these new ideas, and they've been using this engine for fucking ever. And it's just, at this point, I mean, Skyrim was showing it, and this is really, really fucking showing it to me.
Yeah.
I don't not only care for the design and location of the game that much, but the graphics are fucking almost awful.
Yeah, I'd have to say almost all. Like, it's almost to the point where...
Look, I don't want to dwell too much on it, but they're not good.
I'm offended almost. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's just like... God damn. And you speaking of the engine, it's definitely showing its fucking age.
Absolutely.
It needs to fucking either... It doesn't need another fucking upgrade. It needs to get remade. And it's just... It sucks when in Diamond City there's this... not like a cutscene, but like an event that fucking happened in the middle of town.
Mm-hmm.
And with how bad the fucking animations are... The stunted voice work of fucking the NPCs, because Bethesda's horrible at that, and just how it was, I was like, who gives a shit? It was like that guy that gets his head chopped off in that one city in Skyrim when you first walk into the city, and he gets his head chopped in Solitude, and everybody's like, and he gets his head, and like his head falls off, and he's and then people are like, yeah! And I'm like, what are you cheering for? This isn't a Phillies game. Fuck you. I fucking hate... Ugh. The fucking animations are god-awful. It doesn't suck you into the story at all.
They're stiff. And two things that I remember Chevy saying that I'm going to bring up is, first off, he said that if the next Elder Scrolls game is on this engine, he's going to be fucking pissed. Mm-hmm. That's not your words, but pretty much what you said. It's my words. And that, oh god, what was the other thing he said? I completely forgot. It had to do with the fucking graphics, though. I fucking lost it. Never mind. Good.
I'll say the only thing like I really have to even like say on this, which you guys pretty much said, is the engine is old and tired.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's been used since at least Oblivion. It might have been Morrowind's engine.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Oblivion was a brand new engine, and when it came out, it was the best looking game ever fucking made.
Okay, so but regardless, they've used that engine now for
3-4 games.
Let's see, Oblivion, 2 Fallout games, Skyrim, 3 Fallout games.
3
so
Fallout games.
5 games over how long? It's probably been at least 10
early
years.
2000s, I think.
So I mean, it's time to. I mean, the other thing I brought up before that when we had briefly talked about it is that Source engine is also an engine that got used a lot, but you can see now they realized it's done. Time to stop. Work on a new engine.
Well, and that's where Half-Life 3 is at.
And
they're going to release it with the new engine. It's going to look amazing.
Well, and Bethesda in their flagship title, Elder Scrolls 6. If you shouldn't say if, when
it'll be embarrassing if that's on this fucking engine.
It needs to be a new engine.
Yeah.
I don't think Fallout is completely terrible, but like I'm a little sad that I'm playing on an engine that was designed with the 360 in mind.
For early 360.
Straight up, I feel like I'm playing the same fucking game I played.
It's fucking lazy.
Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 are the same game aside from a couple mechanics, which we'll get into. But yeah, over. But yeah, the graphics are super subpar. I don't understand anybody who thinks that the game looks good. I can't understand that. You can't even like break that down and show me where the good graphics are. I'm playing Call of Duty Black Ops 3,
Yeah.
And that game is fucking way better looking.
It's
and it's
gorgeous.
Call of Duty. And it fucking looks way better. Like, way fucking better. It's insane.
Yeah.
The thing that you said that I completely forgot about is you were saying that you walked up to a cup of coffee, and it's like, would you like to drink it? And you hit the button, all I hear was... That's because we're on an outdated engine. The engine can't support going up ladders, which has been an embarrassment to them for a long fucking time. It can't support fucking better movements. It's just an old engine. It's when you see this shit, it's not that Bethesda sucks. It's because they're fucking lazy and they're using an old engine.
The other part of that too that I brought up as a add-on to like just walking up to the cup and hearing a slurping noise is that a last-gen game, The Last of Us, Joel reaches for everything he picks up.
Yeah. And I had brought up that was a linear-based game, so it's easy to program that stuff. But the amount of shit they program in those games is not lazy. But then you said that...
It's a set piece, though.
That it's a set piece, so they should be able to do that, which I completely agree with. And open-world games do shit like that now. I forgot that we're in 2015, and open-world games like Grand Theft Auto 5 have achieved amazing things in open world.
Yeah.
Visually. There is no excuse anymore. At all. And with that, I feel like we should move on to the next subject.
Yeah.
Perks and creation. So, what do you think of the perk tree? What do you think of the perks themselves? And what do you think about general creation of your character?
Okay, look. Okay, so in every other Fallout ever, you were able to build a melee character and use him in the world. Go out through the whole game as a character that uses a fucking bat or a sledgehammer. And I've beaten the game. I've beaten Fallout 3 and New Vegas, beaten Fallout 1 and 2, all with a melee guy. This game, melee isn't viable at all. In fact, it's almost a spit in the face that they'd even put time into the melee stuff.
Yeah, I remember when we were talking about it, you kept telling me a lot of things that essentially don't allow you to have fun as a melee. Because you can play as one. You said you're sucking down stim packs.
Exactly.
Which is shitty. And to that point, I was like, it sounds like they shouldn't have even added melee in the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the best
they
way...
didn't care about that much.
The best way to describe it for Skyrim, for people who played Skyrim, let's say you walk into a fort, there's 5 bandits with melee weapons, 2 with bows. In Fallout 4, it seems to be the other way around. So there's 5 people with guns and 2 that use fucking melee weapons. It's not... unless you want to sit there and hope to God that you have enough fucking med packs to get you through that area, they're just they're gonna back up, shoot the whole fucking time while you're trying to chase them down. It turns into a cat and mouse thing.
So, long story short, essentially, you're a person who enjoys melee combat. They've made it difficult to enjoy melee combat in the game. So essentially, as a fan of the game and older systems, you're alienated.
I am, because they literally took away that every other Fallout ever you could play as, and now they made it not.
Yeah.
The perk system to me is complete fucking just garbage.
I do have problems with the perk system. The combat I actually don't have a problem with. It's the exact same as 3. So take that as you will. It's not anything amazing or new. It's fun. It works like the last thing. It's a last gen fucking system and game, essentially. But the perk system I do have an issue with, and it's the exact same issue I have with the Skyrim system. It is a simplified system that allows you to go any way you want, not have to make multiple characters, and it's simplified to appease everybody, which makes sense for them. But for the people who want a more decisive and in-depth creation, we have to make decisions and have different characters than other people. It's not. It doesn't really allow that. You just have one guy who does it all. You have Superman, and it's lame.
Yeah, and another thing that's bothered me about the perk system is they put it into, like they have ranks for that perk, which is cool, but the ranks are separated by a level cap. So if I want to do like lock picking or science to get into better locks or the PCs in the game, I can't, because I have to level up my guy to level 20, 30 to even get that max rank shit so I can get into expert locks or other shit.
Yeah.
In the older games, of course you had skills. So by like level 10, my science or what the fuck ever would be high enough to get it to crack. I was specialized in it, so I could go ahead and do those fucking things.
Mm-hmm.
Not fucking either. I have to save fucking perk points until I get to that point, or now I'm just throwing the perk points and other perks I don't even really want because I feel like they're going to go fucking wasted, and I have no reason not to make my guy better.
Yeah.
And that's my fucking issue. Is like the build, they don't fucking matter anymore.
Agreed.
I think everybody's going to have the same experience because the
experiences are going to be similar,
everything.
just like in Skyrim. I never heard varied stories in Skyrim from anybody ever. Everyone played Skyrim, everyone loved it, and yeah, it was fun. But I've never heard varied stories from Skyrim. Everybody did the same fucking thing. It's because the game system was so simplified with less weapons and less things to do that there's just less things to experience in the game. Go ahead. I want to jump into the actual creation part, but what do you think about the perks?
I'm indifferent.
Okay.
That's really it. I like having a system where you get to make one character. I also don't mind the as you called it, the Superman system.
Yeah.
I don't have enough time these days to make multiple characters anyways. So if I am interested enough to continue playing the game anyways, I'm just going to end up doing something different with the same character. So it really doesn't affect me in any way. So.
Yeah. I just hate that even though there was ways to break the older systems, that was the great thing about it is there's so many, I miss, if you jump enough, you start being able to jump higher. If you run a lot, you start running faster, stuff like that. That's obviously Elder Scrolls stuff, but they took that out. It's just oversimplified, and it just feels, it's just less varied. It's boring. It's simple. But what do you guys think about the character creation itself, physically? I am going to say real quick, I think it's a neat system. I haven't seen a game really do it this way. And, oh my god, it's something I'm saying positive. It's cool. It's innovative. It's a really interesting system to see them do, and I think it works really well considering the near perfect fucking creation of John Cena that I saw. That looked like they fucking took a picture of the motherfucker and put him in the game. Nigel Thornberry, fucking all this shit. In a game that feels bland in a lot of regards, that character creation is really intuitive, and I think it's also very simplistic, but can achieve really cool shit.
Yeah, I really hope they actually bring that system back for the next Elder Scrolls.
Sure.
Because that, I think, is probably one of the better parts of the whole game. Because, I mean, it was very, very in-depth into how you can...
Except for my
character.
White character and his white wife somehow had somebody else's black rubber child. And when they took Sean, as they call him, I've never seen him before. I don't know where he came from. But, I was just like, maybe they took him back to his real parents. Maybe that's the story. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I'm pursuing him. I'm the bad guy. I'm the kidnapper. You like the character creation system, though?
Yeah, it's the best I think Bethesda's ever done, to be
Absolutely.
honest.
It's also the best looking characters. They keep doing that better and better and better, but this one seems like a fucking jump.
No, yeah, for sure.
They look human.
I mean, Skyrim was the first game they did where I thought their people looked like people, just in general.
Yeah.
And then this is just a big leap from that. So, yeah, props for that, I think. It reminds me a lot of MMOs, though, so it isn't something new.
Absolutely.
But it is new for Bethesda, and it is the right direction. Keep going that way.
Yeah,
so.
That's one positive thing.
That's cool.
I have one thing, to go back to the perk system, I just have one more thing
real quick
to say. None of the perks give you bad things, which is what the perk system in every other
Holy
Fallout...
shit, I haven't thought about that.
Which is what every other perk in the Fallout and Fallout games have done.
That sucks.
It was always like, you do 20% more damage with guns, or with fucking pistols, but some machine guns you do 5%.
And I love games that have that depth and that give and take system, because you can get really creative with builds.
And you never knew what kind of perks you were going to get because it depended on your special stats.
Yeah.
And so,
you were saying because of the whole melee thing, you weren't enjoying the game. You made a joke character, and it's the only way you've been able to enjoy the game.
Speaking of
Max Luck guy.
Yeah, I made a guy. I made a guy with like high strength at the beginning because he was going to be fucking Mark fucking McGuire with a bat and just bat everything into hell. But then I realized I couldn't use him and I hated him. And then so I made a guy who's just purely based on luck. Literally every other stat is 4 and his luck is 10. And using the perks in that fucking stupid luck tree.
There's a bunch of weird shit that happens too.
I've had a lot of weird shit happen. Like there's a perk where there's a chance when someone shoots me, they just die. Because it ricochets.
So you are Superman.
Yeah, pretty much. There's fucking a perk where the mysterious stranger fucking shows up. And it's like, bow, 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 and it just fucking X'd off a super mutant for me. But yeah.
So let's move into content and equipment. Now, content and equipment, I mean the equipment of the game, so the armor, weapons, med items, whatever, and content as an overall what the game offers. What do you guys think of it? Go.
Storyline's complete shit. I do not care about Sean, and I will probably never find that dumb little baby. Second off,
agreed.
The power armor is gimmicky.
Yeah,
and I feel it is just
boring,
fucking cheesy.
You just get in it and you just go. I guess you can make multiple power armors though.
You can.
So
I've found two.
This is an early impressions video, so these ideas could change.
Yeah.
I should have said that earlier.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I was looking through the fucking upgrades. It doesn't change how the power armor is, though.
Yeah.
And
it's supposed to make when I used it, I was just so ready to get out of it and never touch it again.
Me too. Mine's back at the gas station.
Mine's in Concord.
Yeah.
I literally got out of it and left it there.
Yeah, mine's at the gas station, and I haven't gotten back in it. I have fusion cores out the ass. I really wish there was something else that you could do with them.
Me too.
But you can't.
I wish there was other things I could do because I have no interest in power armor.
Yeah, I fucking hate the fucking power armor, man.
I think we should nickname this episode Josh's Pent Up Anger.
Josh has a lot of anger towards the game.
No. And here's a quick fucking thing. I've been a fan of Fallout ever since the first one. I even played fucking Tactics, which a whole lot of people haven't even heard of, and Brotherhood of Steel, which is the Diablo-esque Fallout game for the Xbox.
Plus, you gauge all open world games based off Fallout 2 if you can kill kids or not.
Exactly.
So I mean, it's
that game has system. My standards.
Yeah.
And this game is completely not Fallout. So that's why I'm pissed off, and that's why
aesthetically it's Fallout, but it's like Fallout Light. It's
Fallout borrowed its visuals from it, but
yeah. I mean, okay, so power armor we're not big fans of. What do you think?
I'll probably never use it.
So let's
Unless I have to, obviously.
Let's jump into weapons and armor, and we'll get into the mechanics in a sec. That means the upgrading system, crafting, all that kind of stuff. But it's obvious that there it almost reminds you of Borderlands with the varied variety of different types of the same gun you find off of Marauders. If that makes sense. I don't know if I said something that made sense.
No. Yeah, how every gun is kind of modded like their own way.
Yeah, but it also kind of bothers me because I feel like I'm not going to find awesome weapons out there, and I feel like I have to go take them back to make them awesome. And I'm sure there is great weapons. I keep reading on IGN and shit that there's the weapon you're gonna want, all that shit. But it seems like the game's more specific towards crafting your weapons to be better, which makes me not really want to explore as much because I don't feel like I'm gonna find that awesome gear.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I'm gonna want to get the gear to make awesome gear, but
my initial impression was actually that I think the crafting system for the weapons is really neat.
Oh, absolutely,
I do like it.
We'll get into that though.
Okay.
That's systems and mechanics, content, guns. What do you think about them?
I mean, I really don't mind so much. I mean, as long as I have something that can.
I hate the pipe weapons.
Get me to.
They're literally blocks of wood with some steel on them.
They're realistic.
It seems like to me, I've seen 6 different weapons. They've all been modded in different ways that turns them into different things.
There's not that very many varied weapons.
Yeah. I will say though,
plus it bothers me if I shoot a dude without a helmet and sunglasses on. He just looks cool as fuck, and I shoot him directly in his fucking face, point blank, and his health goes. I know it's a roll the dice game.
Yeah.
But still, like, put a helmet on him to make me make believe that, oh, the helmet blocked that. He's just this cool greaser-looking guy that just has this
glasses, man.
radical... Yeah, maybe. There you go. I'm fine. It's not a complaint anymore. Those bulletproof glasses in the future.
For armor, for the guns, it seems like they're varied, but they're varied in all the same way. Again, early... take on it.
They're okay to me. I mean, there's nothing to really complain about there or to praise, in my opinion.
Armor, I'm really glad they went a little bit more in depth with the pieces that you can put on you.
Yeah.
Because you can put on a left arm, a right arm, left leg, right leg.
It's really detailed, yeah. I do think that is definitely an improvement from 3.
And I really hope they bring that into the next
Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls. I absolutely fucking loved in Morrowind how you had to put on each like gauntlet.
Oh yeah.
You had to put on fucking each. You had to put on your pauldrons, each one, greaves, each boot. Like, I mean, it was like you had to put all that shit on, and it sucked when you didn't have like a matching set because you're just running around with all like dwarf armor, and then you have like a steel fucking right boot because you can't find the other one. So I'm really glad they kind of opened that back up to you can really kind of customize what you what you want your guy to do, and since there's a damage resistance across rads, shock or energy weapons, and then force, you can actually like change up your armors to kind of match it. So like you can have a fucking your left arm or your left side can be fucking force, your right side can be fucking energy. So it gives you like a nice balance.
You know, the armor system I think is cool. I like it. It seems like a good step forward as opposed to everything feeling like a step back.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to be able to wear like a suit and then put armor on top of it. So...
Yeah, no, it was weird. I was wearing like long johns and shit with a bunch of stuff all over it.
Yeah.
Like I had so many pieces of fucking things on. I was like, okay.
I had like a tan suit just covered in like rebar.
But yeah, house building I think is the most fun I've had in the game so far. Like I said before, it doesn't really do anything new or crazy, but there's a lot of neat systems in there. I particularly like using generators and using our moving wires to certain things and having a certain amount of power to put into things. It's a neat base building mechanic that feels like you're actually building something up, and the defenses, all that stuff like that. It's easily by far the best thing in the game, but it's nothing that is blowing my mind.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely other games that do it better.
Yeah.
I'm really glad to see it in this game.
Sure.
And you know, maybe I wouldn't really care if it didn't make it into Skyrim. That I'm fully not against this fucking system, but to me, the wasteland should be something I want to explore, not have to build myself. If other people could, like you talked about, you know, if other people could see my wasteland and check out the shit that I've built, that'd be different.
Definitely.
But this is just me building fucking settlements everywhere.
Yeah, that's one thing that the game feels kind of weird to me is it feels like the game's incomplete and you're completing it.
Yeah, and I don't know where this fits in any of the. Is there another town other than Diamond City?
We'll find out as we keep playing.
Because you know what? Because man, in Fallout 3 there was Rivet City, there was fucking Megaton, there was the Tenpenny Tower had fucking shops in it. Pretty much everywhere had fucking shops, someplace to buy and sell and fucking all that jazz. Literally, Diamond fucking City is the only place I've ever found anybody who wants to trade on like a major level, like having fucking like guns and like, because you see the shitty little Brahmin traders, the wandering ones that fucking trade or that wander. Have the Brahmin just packed with shit.
Yeah.
But theirs is like, oh, here's an old lamp or fucking something like that. I was like, I don't give a shit about that. I was like, give me a fucking, show me cool shit. You know, and the only place I've ever been that has cool shit like that is Diamond fucking City. And it's 100% fucking boring. Like, I want to find towns. I don't want to have to build them. And this is where the perk system holds you back again. To be able to build traders in your towns that you build, you have to have a certain perk.
Yeah.
I think the perk system holds you back in that game more than fucking anything, especially with the town building, with the crafting, because you can't craft whatever the fuck you want because you need gun nut and fucking blacksmith and armorer, all at high levels, which you can't because they pigeonhole you into fucking waiting for those perks till you get to that fucking level. It fucking sucks, man. It sucks. It just sucks because like I can't do what I want to do. And I can't specialize myself in those things because guess what? I gotta wait for the fucking level cap.
Agreed. What do you think of the house building? Or the base building?
It's a nice addition. It seems like they built upon the DLC that came out on Skyrim, where you get to build a house.
Yeah.
It obviously is much better than that was.
Definitely. Although it drives me nuts that, like I said, a lot of games already do this and they do it better. I hate that you cannot clip objects through the ground or anything like that. They are reliant on the shape of the ground. So, like, if you're in a hilly area, you just got, like, fence floating and shit, and it drives me insane.
Well, and that just goes back to what we said earlier about it being an old and tired engine.
Old engine that does not work well anymore.
But otherwise, I mean, yeah, it's a cool feature. Supposedly, once you build your defenses and stuff, your town can actually be attacked, and it turns into almost like a little defense game. And that seems neat.
I've built defenses. I haven't seen shit yet.
I don't think I want to spend $60 on a town building game.
On a tower defense?
I don't even like spending that on stuff like cities or...
Yeah.
Speaking, a quick story. I was building in your first town, Sanctuary, and I couldn't even... I wasn't even out of the fucking menu, and I was still in the workshop menu, and I look over, and there's like a bandit just kind of like running up. And before I could even get out my gun, Stur just ran over there and just fucking destroyed her with a wrench. And like I was like, you don't need fucking defenses, you just destroyed that bitch.
Oh, they'll get worse.
Yeah, we'll see.
And we already kind of touched on crafting a little bit, so let's keep it short. But I think crafting is welcome. It's MMO shit that's been around forever. For people like you, I feel like going out and finding the stuff to build stuff might be cool. For me, I wish it was a little more varied. I don't want to, for everything that I want to be good, I don't want to have to fucking craft because I'm not playing an MMO. But at the same time, I do appreciate some of the crafting. I think it is neat, especially in the base building, how you can go around and just kind of destroy shit to get resources. As for crafting weapons, stuff like that, it's basic stuff. I don't really have an opinion on it. It's the same as any other game. Is it a welcome thing for Fallout? Sure.
There's a lot of variances to a lot of the fucking upgrades, which I really like, and they're all
there's
different.
A lot of stuff for sure.
Lightweight stocks for fucking guns, so they weigh lighter, but their accuracy's worse because they weigh lighter.
Yeah.
You can have different fucking receivers to fucking revolvers, so like you can just have a double action, so you don't have to keep fucking bang. It's just bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, I hated the single action one that I had.
Yeah, it is nice that if you do like a gun, you don't have to just fucking abandon it. You can actually upgrade it. But like I said, it's held back by the perk system.
What do you think about it? It's a welcome addition, like I said, with the last system. And this is obviously early impression, but I feel like it almost doesn't matter, though, because I feel like any gun I pick up is going to kill things just fine. So.
That does, that makes sense.
And then lastly, I want to talk about real quick before we get into our overall early impressions, the VAT system. Real quick, in my opinion, the VAT system is exactly the same with less to offer. So that's good. I hate that you can't throw grenades in it unless I haven't figured out how to do that. I think it's really dumb, especially in a game where people in forums are freaking out and saying that this is absolutely not a shooter, and VATS is the only thing that was differentiating it from normal shooters, and they took more away from it by not being able to throw grenades in that.
But then they give you that overdrive, or the oath, which I don't care for. Who gives a shit? Yeah, you're right. It pissed me off. It does piss me off the most. You can't throw grenades.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool to fucking watch shit like blow up.
It just seems like a step backwards. And like I said, the one thing that was differentiating this game from your average shooter was VATS. And they made VATS less complicated, I guess. What do you think?
I mean, I don't think I used grenades in the last game either, so I guess I just didn't notice that part, which, if they did take that away, then yeah, that sucks.
That's, yeah.
As for the limit break thing, though, I think adding an extra feature like that isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, me neither. I think
it is
especially
an RPG.
It goes back to an RPG feel to me, so.
But I'm indifferent about it, but I don't think it's a bad thing. So
yeah. Okay, so that's a lot of shit we covered. Let's keep this part short, but overall, what is your early impression of the game so far? And I'm going to start real quick. I think Fallout 4 is Fallout 3 with some extra features that essentially feel like mods added to the original core game. They are welcome features that are cool, but overall I feel like I'm playing the exact same game. I find myself sadly bored most of the time when I'm playing it, which really upsets me because I don't want to dislike this game, and I don't dislike this game, but I am just having... I have too many other games that are way more fun than this game. The house building or base building is cool. I like it. That's my favorite part of the game, but I can only do that for so long and want to do that for so long because I could be doing that in another game that does it way better. I would suggest this game to everyone because you all love Fallout 4 so much. So, yeah.
Yeah. I am pretty much on the same page. I do think I would recommend it to most people, specifically people who already like Fallout to begin with, because it is a lot of the same all over again.
Safe.
That being said, if I were to recommend how much money to spend on this game, I probably wouldn't spend more than $40.
I'm actually legitimately kind of upset that I spent $60 on this game.
Yeah, I don't think it's a $60 game.
I kind of want to return it, which really sucks.
$40, I think, is like max asking price for a updated old game.
This game and Battlefront are like my biggest disappointments of this year. So,
well, that actually comes out, so we'll probably have an official
I will
impression
say
on that
I've not actually
up,
played the real game, but the beta was absolutely disappointing to me. Final thoughts?
100% unimpressed and disappointed with this Fallout game. I don't think I think it borrows from Fallout, but to me, it's not a Fallout game. I don't give a fuck whatever it says on the box or whatever anybody thinks that it is. It's not. I'm 100% bored with it. I dislike that I had to create a joke as a character to even find any sort of fun in the game. Exploring is boring, and it's a disappointment, and it makes me sad because fucking Fallout's my shit. Not no more. And I think, and for a game who a lot of people say that it's not a fucking shooter or an FPS, it definitely
it's absolutely a fucking shooter.
And if I'm gonna play a FPS or a shooter, I'm gonna play Call of Duty because you know what, it does it better.
Yeah, the mechanics for sure. You pissed off so many people by saying that.
Fuck.
But for people who say Call of Duty is the same thing over and over again, look at them accept Fallout 4 for what it is, the same game. But anyway, I'm sure you guys are all really fucking pissed with our constructive criticism of the game. But tell us what you think of Fallout 4. Are you absolutely in love with it? Is it the best game ever made? Do you have some reservations about it? Have you played prior Fallouts? Let us know in the comments below. But that's going to do it for this very, 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 very long Tasty Bit on Tasty Loot Gaming. As always, thank you for watching and sticking with us for the whole conversation. Make sure to check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, Tasty Loot Gaming, Twitch, Sleep Division, all one word. And we should have an episode coming out tomorrow. Stick around for that. But until then, my name's Seth.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Chevy.
And we will see you on the next episode. Have a good night, guys.